There we go. There we go. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast. You're like, wait, where's the sound? Holy crap. When you don't have something toggled, that makes it difficult. So welcome in. So glad you all are here to another edition of the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures each and every day. Each and every day of the in the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. Baldwin Ace Hardware, a beacon of DIY awesomeness in the Northland. Holy cow! Another fantastic weekend. And it was one where I was weeping yet again. Can we go a weekend where I'm not weeping? The previous weekend, I was weeping because I tried to kill my family with COVID. Good news. Everybody seems to be turning the corner from the super spreader event that was Jacqueline's wedding. Unbeknownst to us, one of the family members was under the weather. Well, I don't know. You see, you just don't know. My brother Jim might be patient zero, and I'm totally cool with it if he was, because he did what a lot of us do. You know, he had a little sore throat, whatever, and next thing you know, he's like, you know what? I better take a test. I better do my thing here. Better take a test. And negative, no big deal. Okay, so we all go. Now, the table so it was me, and to my right, my brother. And then, so I got sick, and 5 others at the table got sick. The table was absolute ground zero. All right? Thank God for the vaccine, or shot. Some of you don't like it when I call it a vaccine. But, the way we live in this day and age is when a person gets COVID after they have a shot, the people who haven't gotten the shot and won't do it look at you and they go, aha, see you and your shot, you fucking asshole. That's what you get with your stupid shot. It's like, dickhead, if I didn't have the shot, I'd be in the fucking hospital. Go get your shot, dingbat. Kyler, I'm talking to you. You fucking ding-dong. Anyway, everybody seems to have turned the corner. And this was the gift that keeps on giving, because then I extended the super spreader party over to the Thanksgiving super spreader and tried to kill everybody there. And actually one elderly woman was affected. That is my dear stepsister's or sister Sue, her mother-in-law, who is elderly and only has 1/2 of one lung. Oh my God. Oh, but silver lining, because it was described to me as she's been so very concerned about COVID over the years, and then I ended up infecting her. She's recovered, and Sue says that she's hoping that will ease her anxiety. That you've done everything you can, and you did survive, and you're fine. And she had little more than just the sniffles and a sore throat, as did everyone in this. My son Jim kind of had it bad, and well, I shouldn't say bad. He just lost his sense of taste, and you feel terrible for a little bit in some cases, and now he's gotten his lovely wife and his kid's sick. So it's like, oh, fuck, COVID, the gift that keeps on giving. Holy shit. I'm just thankful that we can talk about this without, at least in this case, because people do still die from it, of not anybody getting really, really sick. So blessings to be sure. Yesterday, it's like, and I fell into this because I'm talking about crying. Yesterday was another day for tears for your old pal Eric Zane. We are 3 weeks. I think 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks from when my lovely daughter got married to Justin. And but yesterday, I am the officiant in another wedding. It's only the fourth time I've actually done this. Been an officiant in a wedding. And it was my pal Jeff, who I've gotten to know Jeff through this show. And he reached out to me some time ago, and he says, hey, can you do our wedding? I'm like, well, yeah, of course. So the stage was set. We traveled to Battle Creek. And ahead of time, I said to Diane, I go, so this is a Sunday wedding. I'm not going alone. You know, I know you don't know these folks, but we'll hit it off with everybody there. It'll be awesome. So, and she goes, I'm not going. I go, what the fuck? Why would you do that to me? I go, you will have a blast. And I don't know why. And so I actually had to convince her to do it. And she was so happy that I did because we had a hell of a time. Awesome time. She's like, well, I got to go shopping. I go, go shopping at the start of the day. It's I mean, we don't have to leave till like 1:35, 1:40 to get to Battle Creek. And it's going to be fantastic. So yesterday I made sure I had all my preparations. And here's the thing. Jeff, my pal, and his now wife. Jeff, as I understand this, Jeff's better half now. Her name is Alex. As I understand this, she's a by the ducks in a row, very organized type of person. And we are 1 week prior to the wedding, and I have not spoken to the couple yet. It's very important that you do that. You just kind of have to get a feel for how they are together. Just a little bit of backstory so that if you're being an officiant, you can kind of almost have some type of emotional attachment to some degree, even if it's just a little bit. You just have to have something that you can kind of like hook your audience into, which is everybody who's witnessing it. So 1 week ahead of time. I've not spoken to these two. I've not met Alex. Now, Jeff, I guess, is kind of like not as organized as Alex. So when we finally meet via Zoom, we had a terrific conversation. And the second that I started talking to these people, I knew that they're special. You just the way a couple acts together. You just, and that's very important. You know, you kind of get a read on somebody, and she seemed like endless energy and just wit and brains, and Jeff's just adorable too. I love Jeff. So I'm like, oh, these two are just spectacular. I fell in love with them immediately. I was like, could you two just do it right now? Just have sex right now while I'm looking at you. You need to be making love all the time. Had this nice conversation with him. Jeff is walking down the aisle. He escorts grandmothers and things like that. And he comes walking down and stands next to me, and bridal party comes down. And then dad with his daughter. Okay. And she's, stunning. It's just amazing. And, well, she comes walking down, and I hear Jeff starting to weep. And I'm like, what a great sign. What a fantastic sign. That's the same thing that Justin did when Jacqueline was walking down the aisle. So Jeff starts, I'm standing next to him, and I hear, I'm like, oh, fuck. And so then this starts to make me emotional. I'm like, oh, my God. So then my eyes start to well with tears, and like, it was literally one just kind of like bloop runs down my face. I'm like, I can't, what the fuck? I can't cry. I mean, if I was getting married or if I was a dad, yes, but I can't cry. I'm the one guy that has to keep it together. His job is to cry. Jeff's. And I'm like, so we're both going. And Jeff is I can hear him, and so I kind of like pull it together. I put my hand on his shoulder. I want him to put his hand on my shoulder to console me. Dad comes down, hands over his daughter, and that's what's getting me. You know, it's I'm too close to when I just had to live this myself. Okay. The actual words are said, and everything goes as planned. I didn't do anything stupid. Nothing. Everything worked out. These two wrote their vows out. Everything was great. They had them for each other, and I marry the couple. I introduce them to everyone. Away we go. We at this venue, you go to the area where there's like a cocktail party, and all is good. So, fantastic. We get to the part where it's time for the dances. Okay, so the couple do their first dance. It's really sweet. And then Dad dances with his daughter. Dad is going to dance with his daughter, Alexandra. And it's the same thing. Okay, and they didn't do butterfly kisses, but they did an equally effective song to just cut you right to your core. And the thing is, Alex, as the daughter, was doing the same thing to her dad as Jackie did to me. She was like patting me out, like they're there. Like I love you, Dad. And the song was, I have never heard this song before, but I immediately was like, so I like stood up next to, I'll tell you the song in a second. I stood up as Diana is, and I stood up and I'm just watching, you know, because I whenever the dances take place, I think it's super important for everyone there to watch. And so I'm watching Jeff and Alex dance their first dance, and I'm just eyes on them, you know. And I look, and Diana's looking at her fucking phone. And I'm like, I go, hey, look at these people. It's very important. They're dancing. And she puts her phone. She's looking at Facebook, seeing what the fuck everybody's doing. I'm like, put the phone down. Screen time like 9 hours a day. I go, can you just put the phone down? She's like, I was looking for pictures so I don't care what you're doing. Look at these two. That's all you got to do. Sit still. Look at them. Actually, when the dinner was done, before those dances started, we had talked about possibly being out of there at that time because I got a long drive. Got to get home. She's got to work tomorrow. And but then the dances started. She goes, well, should we go? I go, no. You don't leave during these dances. We need to say, I have been known to do the Irish goodbye. This is not one of those times. Several people we have to speak to before we leave. 10 minutes. No big deal. I watched a lovely couple dance. It was fantastic. Everything about this wedding was just an absolute dream. And then Dad comes up, and the song was, I think it's some country song. I held you first. Oh, even just saying those words makes me want to weep. It's Dad giving the daughter to her husband, and you got to take care of her, and I held her first. Oh my God. It is an absolute heartbreaker. Just me thinking about Dad and his lovely daughter, Alex, dancing. Oh, I am such a softie. I am America's most emotional man. I am. There's no one who has more emotional depth and humility and humbleness than me. Oh, I am such an absolute prize for any woman because of my emotional depth. There is no end to my emotional depth. Diana is so lucky to have a husband who is so emotionally sound with such depth and humility and humbleness. And so I'm standing there. I'm actually sobbing. Watching. And Diana has to come up, do the old there, and hold me. Oh, I am never going to be able to put this. I don't want to put this in the rearview mirror. This is a level of Jesus, that's not even a word, of emotional reaction that I don't ever want to stop. It's just spectacular. Oh, my God. And by the way, this dad there, I don't know his name, but I love him. I love him so much because he had to do a speech, and he crushed it. And he and mom and dad of the bride, I was able to piece together, are not together. But dad, he, at the end, he gave a nod to mom. And how amazing of a mother she is to the girls. And I was like, oh, man, this guy's got it together. He's got his ducks in a row. And he crushed it. And you know what he started? He started with a joke. He goes, Alex wanted me to write out my speech. First, he looked in his jacket for his speech, and he's like, I can't find it. And then he went into this dialogue of Alex wanted me to write my speech. She wanted me to write my speech, and he goes, Alex, I did write it. Everybody goes, oh, great, you wrote it. And he goes, but I forgot it. So then it doesn't matter, though, because he killed. He just crushed. And then he ended it on that high note. And then dad and mom, they're not together, they danced. So after all of, you did bride and groom dance, you did daddy-daughter dance, you did son-mom first dance, which was awesome. And then everybody comes out and dances a slow dance. And dad and mom, they danced. So that was so cool. All right, man, I'm telling you, I've become a fan of weddings. I just love it. Everything about it. Real awesomeness. While that was all going on, the word came down. I'm now ending the portion of the show about wedding awesomeness. I am now starting the portion of the show about college football. The bowl games, well, the only ones that matter are the ones that lead up to the national championship. It's still insane to me that the one thing that everyone in America follows, they're the last ones to actually adopt playoffs. And it has to do with money, and they for the longest time couldn't figure out how they could do playoffs and didn't want to do playoffs because the Bulls were making so much money. And then finally they figured out that they can have their cake and eat it too, have playoffs, have bowl games. You know, the bowl games were something that was important way back in the day when all you were playing for was win your conference, like in the Big Ten. Winner of the Big Ten goes to the Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all, and they all play at like the same exact time on New Year's Day. That was it, way back when. And then they figured out that if every team in America goes to a bowl game, they can make more money. So thus, they started all of these shitbag bowls that teams that are just a little bit better than fuckface Michigan State would play in. Michigan State is so horrible, they couldn't even get into any one of these bowl games. Now, you need to understand that in the bowl setup, 82 teams can make bowl games. 82. You got to be a real pile of shit to not make a bowl game. So the top four, though, is the college football playoffs. And I pissed everybody off this weekend. And everybody thought I was crazy in suggesting that Alabama, well, I wasn't suggesting it, they should be. Alabama should be in the playoffs. And the only reason why is because stupid people are selecting who should be in the playoffs. First of all, the SEC is the best conference in the nation. It's ridiculous that they would not put Alabama in. Yeah, I don't give a fuck if Alabama's lost 2 games. It doesn't matter. They're better than all these other teams. Specifically, TCU. Fuck your TCU horse shit. TCU took on Kansas State. It was a great game. And with about 6, 7, 8 minutes to go, TCU is down. They come all the way back and tie it. This stud ginger quarterback for TCU was fucking crazy. This guy, he got the shit kicked out of him. I wouldn't be surprised if he's paralyzed today. I don't know who the fuck he is. He's like 6'5", this beast ginger who finally, with like 8 minutes to go in the game when TCU was down, he walked up to his coach. And the coach said, I want you to hand it off to so-and-so. And he said, fuck you. I've decided that I'm taking over this game. So the hiker would hike it to him, and then he'd just run for 15 yards a pop. And then he would, like, throw it for, like, 25. And this dude said, get on my ginger back. I don't have a soul. I don't care if I live or die. Fuck you. And he brought TCU all the way back until they couldn't. And they went into overtime. And then they fucked it up, and Kansas State kicks a field goal. How about Kansas State, this goal line stand? The quarterback for TCU, doesn't matter. Nobody gives a shit about who he is. He might even win the Heisman. His last name begins with a D. Dugan, whatever. I'd never heard of him prior to this game, but he's a beast. But this motherfucker runs out of gas because it's 3rd and half a centimeter to the goal line. And, it was weird because they handed the ball off to some guy, and he stuck his arm out, and it was a touchdown. And they said, no touchdown, or whatever the fuck. And then the quarterback tried to run it in. They stuffed it. I don't know what the fuck happened. I'm probably getting about 90% of this wrong. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter because TCU couldn't do shit. And then Kansas State, they go and they kick a field goal. So then Kansas State is like, I think they're like 10, 11, maybe 9. Kansas State beats TCU. Does TCU fall in rank? No. Why? Why the fuck? And so everybody is like, well, yeah, you can't penalize a team for losing a championship game. Well, fuck you. You did that to USC, you fucking morons. They were 4th in the nation going into this USC. And then they fall again to, who the fuck beat USC? Utah. Oh, my God. So they lost to Utah. And so what did the committee do? They penalized USC. Well, yeah, but they had 2 losses. Well, I thought it didn't count in a championship game. No, so it's all bullshit. So they slide Ohio State into there. And, I kind of think that Ohio State, it's kind of cool that Ohio State gets in. They backed in. And people are like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, well, why not Alabama? Well, you can't reward a team that doesn't play. You just did that with Ohio State, you dicks. You need to put Ohio State in. You need to put Alabama in. Fuck TCU. Out. Get the fuck out of here. You're not playing. It should be Georgia 1 because they won. Michigan 1 because they won. 3 should be Ohio State, and 4 should be Alabama. Georgia plays Alabama. Ohio State plays Michigan. That's what it should be. Did it go that way? No, because they got it wrong. And all of you assholes telling me that Alabama does not deserve to be in there. Yeah, fuck you. Bullshit. Alabama would beat the shit out of TCU. It would beat the shit out of Ohio State. I don't know if they'll beat Michigan or Georgia, but Alabama should absolutely be in there. And you know why they should be in there? Because everybody would get pissed off, okay? It would be fucking great. We would have something to talk about as Nick Saban is there giving you all the finger. And I don't even like Alabama. But, oh, my God, their fans are annoying. Like, look at Linda there. She's the most annoying asshole on the planet, Alabama fan, okay? So for that reason alone, we need that type of drama. So this is all shit that Alabama gets robbed and these fucking dogs from TCU are in there. I don't want to hear any of your TCU bullshit. They're going to get destroyed. They play Michigan. Michigan is going to jail sex TCU. And you want to know how it's going to go? That's a New Year's Eve game, the Fiesta Bowl in Glendale, Arizona. It's going to start like this. At the half in the Michigan TCU game, it's going to be like 10-10. And then it's going to finish 56-10. That's how Michigan does that. They like they kind of like ease into the game and give you a false sense of security. And then the next thing you know, your asshole is the size of a coffee can, and you're like, what the fuck just happened? So Michigan is going to jail sex TCU. And you know what else is going to happen in the Peach Bowl? That happening also on December 31st. That's going to be a great night of football, by the way. Everyone's going to be shit-faced at their New Year's Eve parties. Like, oh, my God, fucking A. People are going to be blotto as Ohio State brutalizes Georgia. That's right. The end of the SEC will happen right there. Ohio State is going to remember that they know how to play football. And Ryan Day is going to be like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of the bullshit you people are giving me. Fuck you. And they're going to just brutalize Georgia in the Peach Bowl. That means, yes, a Michigan-Ohio State national championship. This will be the greatest national championship that has ever been played on January 9th in Inglewood, California. I am not yet going to say who is going to win that game. You can only get, the upcoming games concerning this. I know I said Alabama would win the national championship, but, well. So there you go. That's what's going to happen. There's a number of other bowl games that no one gives a shit about. Let's start with the ones that have been around 100 years that no one gives a shit about. Clemson, Tennessee, in the Orange Bowl. Shrug. Alabama, K-State. Sugar Bowl. Shrug. Tennessee, Tulane. Cotton. Boring. Rose is Penn State. Utah. No one gives a shit. In 11 days, the bowl games start. UAB, Miami of Ohio in the Bahamas Bowl. Now, that's actually great for the teams because it's the Bahamas. How many of you are going to watch the matchup of Troy against UTSA? I don't know what that is. In the Cure Bowl. Now, honestly, I don't know if that's named after the band The Cure or, I don't know, Don't Get Sick. Ooh, who wouldn't want to go to Boston, Mass in December outside at the Fenway Bowl? Louisville versus Cincy. I'm not going to go through all of these. Just the ones that stand out. Because the following day, December 17th, you too can sit and watch in person Washington State taking on Fresno State in the Jimmy Kimmel Los Angeles Bowl. Okay, come on. The Jimmy Kimmel Los Angeles Bowl, excuse me? Mobile, Alabama. It should be called the Poverty Bowl, but it's the Lending Tree Bowl. Because that's what everyone in Mobile, Alabama will do. Borrow money to pay their fucking energy bill. Las Vegas Bowl. The Frisco, Texas Bowl. The Frisco, Texas Bowl? What the fuck is that? Famous Idaho Potato Bowl in Boise, Idaho has San Jose State against Eastern Michigan. That is the only other state or only other team from the great state of Michigan that is appearing in a bowl game because Michigan State is shit. Boca Raton, is it Raton, Boca Raton Bowl, New Orleans Bowl, Armed Forces Bowl, Independence Bowl. I don't know what this is. What is a Gasparilla? A Gasparilla Bowl. Is that a flower? Oh, Jesus. This one in particular, I can't believe is still a thing. Detroit, Michigan's Quick Lane Bowl. The Camellia Bowl in Montgomery, Alabama. The First Responder Bowl, which you're going to need a first responder. Fuck it. I can't even say it. I'm not even going to try it. I had a joke. I fucked it up. Give up. The Guaranteed Rate Bowl happens December 27th. The Military Bowl. Liberty Bowl, Holiday Bowl, Texas Bowl, Pinstripe Bowl. That's December 29th. You're getting late in the bowl season. Oh, my gosh. The matchup in the Cheez-It Bowl, Florida State versus Oklahoma. Duke's Mayo Bowl. ReliaQuest Bowl. Enough. 12 teams will make the playoffs, not this coming year, not next year, but the year after. All right. I know I'm going to get a lot of heat about the Alabama thing, but I don't care. All right. During the SEC championship, Dr. Pepper does a deal where a couple people try to throw footballs into a giant Dr. Pepper can. You do that, and if you get more than the other person, you win like a college scholarship or some shit. They offer like $100,000 to pay for your college. So these two chicks are going at it. They played the first round. It was a tie. So they had to go to overtime or a sudden death or some shit. All right, this is how it unfolded.
They're back to 0, perfect. And Brian, on your whistle. Just 15 seconds here, ladies. This is a battle. All tied up. All tied up.
Okay, that's it. Time is up. White chick has 8. Black chick has 8. I say that just so you know what's up here. Now watch what happens. Watch what white chick does.
Oh, my goodness. Well, this means that Reagan Whitaker is the winner because she won the tiebreaker challenge yesterday, Reagan.
Okay, we don't know what that means in the audience. Reagan scores 8. Black chick scores 8. White chick wins the damn thing. So everyone is confused. Everyone in the audience, they got it on the big Jumbotron. And no one knew what was going on. So the announcer says, oh, yeah, you won the tiebreaker. So I'm not even sure what that even means. evidence. You would think they'd do like a rock, paper, scissors or some shit. But no, they didn't do anything. According to the story, as you would imagine, the vague explanation and very rapid conclusion did not sit well with people in general. So right away, people were really annoyed. Like, what the fuck? No double overtime in the Dr. Pepper Challenge. What is this? They have a tiebreaker instead of double overtime rules? I'm guessing it was for time. You got to get him off the field. Well, the internet started to reach out to Dr. Pepper, which, you know, at the end of the day, you don't fuck with the internet. If you fuck with the internet, anything can happen. Like, for example, in a purely hypothetical, weird scenario, fictitious, with no semblance to people living or dead, let's say you have a young lady who gets punched in the face. All right? And on, like, I don't know, Thanksgiving. You're getting ready to have Thanksgiving dinner, and the boyfriend says, hey, here's a turkey and mashed potatoes and a punch in the mouth. And then she goes, oh, fuck, oh, my God. And then that's it. She breaks up with him, but she's traumatized. And then the boyfriend tells everybody that, yeah, we just broke up. And I'm sad about it, and convinces everybody that it was all just, a long-distance problem. And then 11 months later, the girlfriend turns to the internet and says, hey, this is what happened. And, doesn't even name names, but everybody knows who she's talking about. The internet will unleash justice and cause this fictitious person who punched the chick in the mouth in this fictitious situation will cause the goon to lose his job. That's how the internet works. You don't fuck with the internet. Ryan, where's my disclaimer, for fuck's sake? Everybody responded to Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper, then, they had to go, and the other chick's name is Kayla. They had to go. Dr. Pepper realized that this looks terrible and the internet is speaking, and if we wait any longer, they're going to throw race into it like Eric Zane did. Okay? This looks terrible. What, they tie and white girl wins over black girl? Quick, get another jumbo novelty check. Let's do this. By the way, concerning the last story, that was a work of fiction. Names, characters, places, and incidents are either products of my imagination or are used fictitiously. Any resemblance to actual events or locales or persons, living or dead, is entirely coincidental. Thank you. Audio check. Video check. Dr. Pepper said, all right, get another novelty check. Give Kayla $100,000 like we just gave Reagan. Make them stand in front of the camera and then do the split screen football game and all this shit. So they very quickly turned that around.
Well, you all saw the unprecedented double tie of the Dr. Pepper halftime tuition giveaway. We've just been told by Dr. Pepper that they are going to award both finalists $100,000. So both Kayla Gibson.
I don't know why Kayla was pointing at white chick. She should have been acting like pissed off and shit and demanding racism right there.
And Reagan Whitaker are taking home $100K. Congratulations, ladies, and great job by Dr. Pepper there.
Wow. Wow, what a save. Dr. Pepper's like, oh, shoof. Dr. Pepper, more like Dr. Racist if that doesn't go down. Oh. Yeah, quickly turn that shit around. Kyle asked, did they place a stop payment on that check? My God. Well, bullet dodged to be sure. I'm telling you, you don't fuck with the internet. It will make you humble. Okay. It's a wonderful start to this program on the 5th of December, but not all of you are going to be able to see it as it happens live. That's right. You have to go to my Twitch stream. I'm hoping Haji is enjoying the show right now. I'll tell you who Haji is in just a second, but if you are on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, it's time for you to go. I'm going to toggle you off, which sounds sexual. Encourage you, if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, to go to Twitch. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Either on your desktop, your laptop, or download the Twitch app and then search Eric Zane Live. And you can get the show uninterrupted each and every day. I put it out on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter just to kind of like maybe get a few more of you to check me out on Twitch. As always, you can download the audio podcast shortly after I finish this show. It's available on all podcasting platforms. Just search Eric Zane Show on whatever podcasting platform that you listen to audio podcasts on. And there you go. That's all I got for you. If you ever need to reach out to me, please send an email, eric@ericzaneshow.com. Thank you, thank you, thank you.